Hey guys, welcome back to Startup Central. If you have been farming Sanctum on Solana, you probably know that they are almost ready to airdrop, and in this video I'm going to explain you everything you need to know from their tokenomics, their potential dates of airdropping, what the token is named, what they're going to be doing with this token, whether it's going to be centralized, listed on centralized exchange, and everything else. So if this is something that interests you, like this video and let's get started. Okay guys, so Sanctum is probably one of the largest airdrops of this quarter for the Solana ecosystem. If you have been farming it, it's really easy to do, or it was really easy to do, because you can no longer farm it starting yesterday. So basically you needed to buy or exchange some LSTs, so that means liquid staking tokens, and they would give you points for holding certain ones. And those would accrue, they would add up, and you would get a number of points. Now, they stopped sharing or giving out those points yesterday because they announced that they will be doing only one season of the airdrop. They originally had planned for 12 seasons, and fortunately they decided against that. So I'm going to be sharing my screen. They posted a large thread about what they intend to do. I'm going to be trying to sum things up for you, explain them in an easy way to understand, so you can make the best decisions and decide what you want to do with this airdrop once you get it, when you're going to be getting it, and every other piece of information that is important to know. So let's go to the browser, guys. And here we are. This is their posting. Basically, they start saying that the token is going to be named Cloud, which wouldn't make me wonder why they chose that. That's their theme in their website. Now, they are sharing also some tokenomics. We're going to be discussing that later in this video. But things you need to know. They closed season 1 ahead of schedule. They were going to be waiting a little bit more before that ended, but now it has ended. On yesterday's video, I mentioned that the points had stopped accruing. So whatever pets you got them to the level. We don't know what those levels are going to be meaning in terms of the airdrop, but I would assume that the higher the level, the more of an airdrop you will be getting. However, there's 2 more criteria that I think are going to be important. One is how many pets you own. So in this case, I got 7 out of 18. How many cupcakes you got this by doing referrals, and how many total experience points. So that's the most important information you need to know about what you did with Sanctum and how much of what percentage of that airdrop could you expect to get. In my case, I am in number 21,000 of the global rank, but we don't know out of how many. So, and they have not announced tiers. So it seems to me that they're still making those final decisions before they actually explain how are we going to be allocated the number of tokens. Now, there is an important set of information that we need to understand for their tokens. They don't want people to just, like it happened with Thrift and all these other Solana airdrops, they don't want people to just sell and go away and for the token to drop. So it seemed to me they have been thinking well about how they're going to be airdropping, to whom they're going to be airdropping, and some incentives if you hold the tokens once you get them. So let's explore what they're telling us here. So they're going to be, again, stopping the quests. So it's just one season. And then they explain that they have around 300,000 wallets signed up. So if, in my case, I'm in placed 21,000 out of $300, so 300,000 wallets, I would expect that I would be receiving an interesting chunk of their airdrop, but I don't know because they have not released the criteria. So I wouldn't be too concerned about this. The other thing is that they explain what cloud their token is going to be for, and basically they are saying that because they want to create an incentive to hold. So they are going to be allowing LSTs like Jupsol and all those pets to use the token to vote whether another token can be used for Sanctum or not. So basically, it's kind of governance. The next thing you need to know is that they expect the total value locked to go down once they airdrop, and that's fine with them. The other important, really important thing you need to know is that they did not allow venture capitalists to come in and get those tokens before their launch. So potentially, guys, this means that if you get your airdrop, it's not necessarily going to be dumped by venture capitalists, which happens with a lot of airdrops. So they want to do a public token launch, and that means no VCs. And they actually say if VCs want in, they have to buy along with the rest of the people. So that's really cool. I think they are really thinking about how to make this airdrop worth for everyone. Now, another thing they say is that they will design the initial airdrop to separate farmers from true believers. And so they kind of don't like farmers, and they don't explain what they mean by farmers, but because of course everyone who had been participating in their protocol wants to get some tokens. So potentially, in my opinion, they mean people who have a lot of wallets. So if that's you guys, you might be getting penalized for having 10 or more wallets. There's no clear criteria yet, but they say they want to separate the farmers from true believers. Now, what is a true believer? There's a lot of ways you can think about this, but if you have been participating in their Discord channel, which I have not, then they could potentially think you are a true believer. If that is something you're interested in, you potentially have time to go into their Discord channel and get some roles. Finally, well, not finally, there's still a few things I need to say. So they don't want to list in centralized exchanges. They say the fees normally are between 1% and 10% of the total supply. So they would rather distribute those tokens to their community than just pay the centralized exchanges outright. And they say if centralized exchanges want to list their token, then they are welcome to do so. But this project is not going to be paying listing fees, which could have an upside and a downside. The upside is that we will be getting more of that airdrop. The downside is that normally when a token is listed on a centralized exchange, the price goes up. But who knows, guys? I mean, this is a big project in the Solana community, so it might be listed by some centralized exchange, and that would make the price go up. Next, they say that they're thinking about doing the same thing as Drip. They are going to be releasing a set amount of tokens for people who participated or were farming this, and then they're going to assign another set of tokens for you to decide whether, if you're going to be waiting 1 week, for example, then you might be getting the rest of the tokens. If you do not want to wait, you just forfeit those, and then you can sell your initial set of tokens. Drift did this, but you had only had to wait 6 hours, and they say they think 6 hours is not enough. People are going to be dumping, so they are considering making people wait about a week before they can get the full amount or allocation they're going to be getting of this token. Lastly, guys, this is the tokenomics. Let's make this a little bit larger. So they are considering 30% for the community, 25% for the team, 13% for investors. So they're saying they don't have VCs, so I don't know who investors are. 13% for reserve, meaning for further development potentially. 10% for the launch airdrop, 8% for LFG launch. So that is on Jupiter. So if you have been participating on Jupiter, then you might be allocated a percentage over there. And then 1% for LFG Jup, which is, I don't know what's the difference, but it might be pretty close one thing to the other. So that is in general. Let's see if there's something else you need to know. Give me just 1 second, guys. Lastly, two things you need to know. The total supply is going to be 1 billion tokens, which is more or less what every project is doing these days. Initially, it's going to be 180 million circulating supply. They might print a little bit more gradually, which might cause the price to stabilize. Also, if they're going to be making people hold their tokens and incentivize you to do so, then the price might be stable. So the question is, are you going to be choosing to get just half of your allocation and sell them right away, or to get the full set and having to wait 1 week to get the full amount? In my opinion, and there's still more info that I would need to make my final decision, but this project might be worth holding for a week and then getting the full allocation. Potentially, that is what I'm going to be doing once I get this. Now, the last question that everyone has, when token? They have not provided a date yet. I'm sure if they stop the points and the pets and all that stuff that they were doing for farmers, it means that they're close to releasing their token. So I would say between the end of this quarter and the beginning of next quarter. So the end of this quarter is the end of June, or potentially the beginning of July. Normally, you would want to launch your token when Bitcoin is going up. We're close to all-time high. Today, there was a dump in Bitcoin, but I don't think that it's going to be long-lived. So I would expect them to be dropping the token really, really soon, guys. So I hope this video was useful to you. If it was, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Startup Central, because I have more information about airdrops and making money in crypto for you. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye now.